Why is life so unkind to women going through infertility? Infertility is tough, especially for a woman. Family, friends, and husbands. Why make it more difficult? They said she was barren, the one thing a woman should be. She could not be. Her husband called her a disappointment. His family called her a disgrace. They discarded her like waste. But time has a way of revealing the truth. This is not a story of shame. It is the story of a woman, discarded but not defective. They were married for years. Each year she waited with hope. Every month, her heart would rise, then break. She prayed, tried herbs, hospitals, and held on to faith. She smiled through pain, cooked, cleaned, and loved like she was expected to. But no child came. And slowly, the silence in their home became unbearable noise. He started coming home late, stopped holding her. When she begged for IVF, he called it madness. Surrogacy? He said it was ungodly. Adoption? Never in this house. He spoke to her like a burden, like she was the reason his life wasn't full. She cried in silence, wondering when love turned to resentment. His mother came often to snare and spit prayers. His sisters, they laughed behind her back. She's a man in disguise, one said. Not once did anyone ask if he had a problem. She suggested he get tested. He slapped the table in rage. Her crime? Being barren. Her sentence? Shame, silence, and suspicion from every side. It was a Friday. Rain poured like judgment from heaven. She waited for him to come home. But instead, he came with another woman, bold, smiling, wearing her robe. Without a word, he threw her suitcase into the rain. Neighbors watched. His family said nothing. She stood in the storm, drenched in water, shame, and confusion. And still, she didn't fight. She sat on the curb, soaked and shivering. And then a soft voice behind her, "Come inside, my sister." A woman she barely knew took her in. No questions, no pity, just kindness. She gave her dry clothes, hot food, a place to cry without judgment. Sometimes angels don't fly. Sometimes they wear wrappers and walk barefoot. Weeks later, just as she began to breathe again, he began the divorce proceedings, which was very fast in court. It wasn't just an end to marriage. It was the end of a chapter she had fought for. A funeral for all her sacrifices. She stared at the paper in silence. No tears, just numbness. So this was how love ends? With ink? She had no parents, no siblings. She was an only child with no one left to call my person. Her friends had drifted. Shame built a wall she couldn't climb. She had nowhere to go but forward. So she walked, saved, healed. Each breath she took was resistance. Each step, a whisper. I'm still here. He came with a soft smile and quiet presence. Her neighbor's brother, a widower with eyes that held stories and patience. He visited often, never asked about her past, never made her feel broken. They talked about books, about soup, about God. And slowly, without trying, he became her peace. Not every man needs a womb to love a woman. He didn't rush her. He didn't pity her. He simply stood beside her day after day. When he asked her to marry him, she froze. "I can't give you children," she whispered. He smiled. "I want a wife, not a baby factory." For the first time in years, she felt chosen, not tolerated. Weeks into their marriage, she felt strange, sick, tired. At the clinic, the nurse smiled wide. "You are pregnant with twins." She blinked. "Sorry? Say it again." Tears flowed like a river that had been dammed for years. She cried. The nurse cried. Even her husband cried. The womb they mocked had life inside. The twins came. 2 beautiful babies. Loud, hungry, perfect. She sang to them every night. And just as she found her rhythm in motherhood, another surprise came. She was pregnant again. No fear this time. She laughed, danced, worshipped. God didn't just restore her, He overflowed her cup. She was at the mall, the twins with her, belly heavy with another. She smiled at baby clothes. Then she felt it, that stare. She turned, and there he was, her ex, frozen, staring, eyes wide, lips parted, as if he'd seen a ghost or a miracle he'd once buried. You have kids?" He stammered. She smiled. "Yes, twins, and one more coming." He blinked, tried to speak, failed. You could see the questions in his eyes. How? When? Whose? But she didn't owe him any explanation. Not anymore. The silence between them, that was his consequence. She looked at him, not with hate, not with pride, but with calm. "You may want to get tested," she said. "Not every woman is the problem. No anger, no bitterness, just truth wrapped in grace." And then she turned and walked away with everything he once prayed for. They called her barren, but she was never empty, just waiting. They threw her out, but heaven took her in.
Welcome to Afro Tales, where every story leaves a mark on your soul. Please subscribe, comment, and share this video with a friend.